Right, Scott, how straightforward was the selection, including that three? Was that the trickiest?
Yeah, there's always conversations, Seth. When Caleb came back, felt it was the best mix, the best balance for us to put Bowden as a fullback and Will on the wing. They've had a great combination there, all three of them have, so that's what we've gone for.
You've regularly played Will Jordan as a fullback through your coaching career, obviously. So what's the thinking behind the shift and then Bowden to fullback?
He's played some great test footy on the wing. You know, and we just because he's staying on the wing doesn't mean he can finish at fullback, and that's what we tried last week with Bowden to come on. He was covering 10 and fullback at the stage, so you're always trying to make sure you get your balance of your squad right and give guys opportunities and best team to finish matches. So we've gone for that group this week.
An intriguing bench.
Intriguing? What part?
Tossie gets a big chance.
Parsy, yeah. Well, Tossie, he's a hell of an athlete, hell of a man, brought a hell of an energy when we named him. Look, it was it's a special moment for him. Great that he went back and played some good footy and then come straight in, and it was, you know, it's been tough for Feature, but an opportunity for someone else. Yeah.
What's been made of the last 20 minutes of games recently? So what do you want to see from the bench? Will you use it differently? How's that thinking?
Well, every test's been different for us. I think there's, you know, you go through a set of rules. You go with a bit of factor and feeling, and how many tackles, and the context of the game and where it sits. And look, we're aware. We're always trying to be the best we can and make sure they come on and make an impact at the right time. You know, you've got to get all the full facts. There's a few reasons people aren't coming on at the right different times, and these different factors. But you know, we've considered it all, done a little bit of homework, and make sure that we can put the best team on at the right time. And yeah,
it's a balancing act, isn't it?
It is a little bit of a balancing act, and you manage it the best you can.
Is Ethan Blackadder still under an injury cloud? Or?
Yeah, Ethan's still injured. His hamstring's not quite right for this weekend.
I suppose the flip side of that is another chance for Wallace. I suppose he was obviously really impressive in Cape Town. And what's your kind of message to him this week when he gets another chance in another big test?
Go and do it again. He's got the ability to rise up to occasion. He's come through pretty quickly, you know, with his age and his ability to step up to the occasion. So just keep doing it. He's so diligent, and as you'll get to know him along the way, he's a good kid, a good pro. And look, we've just been really, really impressed with him, the work he does off the field, and you know, Artie's taken him under his wing. So it's great that he can play all three. Loose forward position. Currently he's at 6, but it doesn't mean he'll finish there. Yeah. Was it an easy decision then with Ethan injured not to move Wallace maybe to the back of the scrum or anything like that? Oh, we considered that. We know Artie can play 7, and Wallace played a lot at 8. You know, other than the scrums, you just go and playing footy really in a lot of ways. And it has been considered, but for this test, you know, we've picked an experienced group, a group that's you know, played recently together and played Bledisloe Cup matches. And it's a sign of respect to the Aussies, because we know they'll come in. The score the last week is irrelevant. It's this week, and it's going to be head to head. We know that. Yeah. Patrick was back. You know, he's fully fit, but Darry on the bench. Yeah, Patrick needs another game of footy. He needs a full week of training. You know, that's his first 60 odd minutes in 4 months. It's a long time. So the big man needs a couple more opportunities to stride the legs out, and had a few rucks and a couple of carries. Yeah.
With regard to 7, is Sam Cane playing so well that you just can't leave him out at the moment?
Yeah, it's a bit of that. Like his experience, I think the value of his experience on and off the field, his ability to get high tackle counts, be really accurate, slow the opposition ball up, has been a big factor for us. Look, we're mindful, you know, this is a swan song. Well, you know, but when does the song stop? Can I say that? I just did, didn't I? But, you know, we have those conversations, but he's in good form, and he's just what we need. He's got a good balance for us, and he's great for Scott Barrett and for Artie and the team. So, and he's playing well.
What do you expect from Australia, and what have you seen under Joe Schmidt about how they're playing?
Oh, Joe's got them structured enough to play some great ball in hand. You know, they swing well. They know when they can kick their ball. They can hold the ball for high phases. They know what they're doing, and with a little bit of bite in them, which they'll have. It's going to be a hell of a Bledisloe Cup.
There probably wasn't expectation about winning in South Africa. Like, internally there would have been, but externally that expectation would have been there. There is expectation about winning the Bledisloe Cup. How does that change the psychology?
We'll rephrase that question. There's always the expectation to win the Test match in front of you. But the Bledisloe Cup is something special, isn't it? It's got a lot of history. It's got a lot of big moments. You know, look, if you look at the history of the first test of each year, especially in Aussie, those games have been tight. They've come down to small margins, you know, one-score games for long parts of the match. So it's a lot of, you know, both countries care about it. So a little bit of form goes out in the window when the Bledisloe starts.
And is that another reason why Sam Cane imported?
Yes, correct. The experience. That's a big part of it.
What's the mood in camp? Like Scott coming off South Africa, and where are you looking for the big shifts?
I think we're like everywhere else, and we're looking, you know, we want to finish well in our games. We're creating so much, you know, we created a lot of opportunities in South Africa that we didn't execute. So look, our execution's a bit on top of our mind, but we just want a really good energy over here. Make sure we built off what we've done before, but be a bit more ruthless in our actions to finish games and give those passes and kick those goals and just nail those little things that we've created. And a lot of the guys have owned it. We have as coaches how we can be better. So, and you know, like Double Bay is not a bad little place to start it off. You know, could easily get comfortable here, but mate, I've sorted that out. Yeah. Clear mandates. Yeah.
Is there a bit extra, Razor, you know, coming up against Joe? Have you given much thought to that this week?
And
just in terms of coaching head to head, you know, the fact that he knows a lot about the All Blacks.
yeah, look, for respect, he's been around. He's done it. He's played in some really big games. He knows to prepare a team. So full respect for what he's done in the past and how his teams play. You know, he'll come up with a couple of special third phase plays that you haven't seen for a while, or he's brought out of his bank. He's got a hell of a library of moves, and he's got high rugby intellect. So full respect to him, and you know the rugby world and the coaching world, and you know people coaching different countries, and it all adds to it, doesn't it?
When he was involved with the Blues, did you always go into games like that thinking we may see something different?
Yeah.
The Joe Schmidt coach team here.
Yeah, it is. And you reflect what he does, that is his point of difference. There's a few trademarks in his way teams play that he'll try and catch a lazy defender out or find a way to get him, and you think, oh, that's pretty good. So sometimes you try and be a two-step ahead and he takes you down the wrong alley, but you just keep your eyes open for anything.
Can you get in your head about something like that, you know, the battle of the coaching minds?
No, only when you come to press conferences, really. It's a good headline for you guys. You know, after coaching against Ruzzy a couple of weeks, there was a lot of chat around that too, and obviously with Joe. And I think it adds to the story, doesn't it? That's what people want to read, and the personality of the coaches, and you know, full respect to Joe. He's taken on a hell of a job, and you know, it's an opportunity for him this weekend to show what his group's about.
Has he taken on too big a job, do you think? Has he taken on too big a job to a Wallabies at a time low?
I think you're going to have to ask him that. Sorry.
Right, when you were playing, it was obviously during a pretty dominant Australian rugby period where they held the Bledisloe for a number of years. I'm not sure. Did you ever win it as a player?
It's a good question. I was actually thinking about this sort of sport. Well, the first year was a little bit niggly, but yeah, we won a couple of big games. We won the game of the century actually at a core here when Jonas scored in the last moment. So that's my memory of the Bledisloe Cup.
Were you in that game?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, started in that game.
Taine with the ball over.
Taine, yeah, that was. We went up by 20 odd, and they came back, and there was a hell of a match.
Your debut was against the Wallabies. What's at a Bledisloe? What are your memories of that?
I was fresh young. I was pretty green back in those days. I came in. I was just, you know, really proud to obviously to play with Michael Jones, who was my childhood hero that week, and the family coming down and just the occasion, and that was when they were at their peak with the old Georgie Gregans and the John Eels, and they had everyone. I think that was a big old year. That was 1998, and it's got that little feeling again. I think it's just, you reflect back as a player, but obviously as a coach now, just the history and responsibility that comes with the Bledisloe and the performance that's required.
Roger, a lot was made of the departures of Roderick Clarke and Sam Whitelock. But how impressed have you been with the way Tupavati has stepped up this year and I suppose really grown into a top quality test player and sort of filled that void in a way? Yeah,
it's been incredible. You know, when he called a couple of those line-out tests, he was calling it 90-odd%, and the line-outs, his work rate around the field. He's a great athlete, he's 119 kilos, and he's got a great temperament for it. So we're pleased that all his hard work has come to where he is now, and he's starting second row for the All Blacks, and he's really important to this group. He's done well.
Jay's likely to make a halves change with Nick White coming back in. What is it?
Have you got the team here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, anyway, but Nick White, what does he do?
He's a competitor. He's a competitor. He competes in everything. He wants to win the warm-up. I really like Nick. I've always connected around the rugby circles, and I just like the way he plays. He's got a bit of grit about him. He's a test match footballer, so yeah.
Just Scott, when it comes to your outsides, is there consideration of playing Rico left wing and Billy Proctor's availability this week?
Well, Rico's finished his last few tests on the wing. That allows Anton to come on. Like I was saying before, with the mix, with Sev on the bench, and everything happens to D-Mac, Bowden can push forward, and we can bring Seven on and ball to fullback. So those are the combinations you manage, and you look through the season, depending on the context and what the game needs in front of you. If you're ahead, if you're behind, or whatever the examples are. So those are the mixes you're always looking for to make sure you can play a couple of positions. And obviously Rico's been great when he's gone to left wing.
What's impressed you most about passing? I think he was a number 8 until a few years ago. So ball playing and...
Tamati Williams is number 8 too, coming through school. So a couple of big boys that have, made that big decision to go forward, and they're skillful, they're big, they've got good feet, they understand the game well, and Kerry, but he's worked really hard at his craft, Sav. Jay Schrein and him have got a great relationship. Jace earlier in the season said he's my man, and he's a test footballer. He's got the size, he's a unit. He's first to most meals, but he's got a great mate. He's got a great sense of humour, but he can, when he crosses the line, he can switch. So he's a good balance for us.
You had those home tests, Argentina, away to Africa, now to Australia. Do you feel as though, given new coaches, new management, a lot of new structures, that everything is
probably
calmed down now or quietened down? If you can.
Well, everything's set now. Everyone knows how the weeks work and the language and the mindset for the weeks that's required, and everyone's got their hands dirty enough to know what's required during the week. And being away, being on tour, which is a gift of what rugby gives you, is you find out a little bit about yourself as a group, because you spend a lot of time together. And this is just another week, so we've got enough weeks under our feet to get our rhythm.
Is this your most important test in charge this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, just because of the legacy, the history.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Does it make you sleep comfortably, or are you excited about it? Or how do you feel? Like you wait a long time for this one?
Yeah. Oh, look. I sleep well because we get the process right, and you get everything in place, and we put a lot of preparation into this match, as the Aussies would, and that gives you There's sort of underlying confidence in going into it, but also it's always a little bit of trepidation. That's the appropriate fear that comes with any sport, or especially contact sport, and the ability to make sure that, you know, my job is to get the mindset of the group right ultimately, and that's my focus.
Have you had a chance to get out in the water, Chris?
Yeah, I have got wet. Thanks, Pat. Had a wee surf around in Bronte yesterday. It was good. It was good. It was a great morning. So
it's actually quite good to be. You know, South Africa, you sort of probably feel a little bit under siege when you come to a place like Sydney, and it's warm and sunny, and the Aussies might give you a bit of jerk from that, but it's quite vibrant.
Yeah, it is. It's Kiwi, like, you're walking everywhere, and it's good luck, Razor, and all the best. And a few Kiwis have done all right. They've come around Double Bay, around Bronte and stuff. But it was good. It was actually yesterday. I had a surf with Joey Johns, so it was entertaining. He enjoys his rugby. He knows his footy. I was really impressed with him. He loves a standoff, you know, or a 10, and he knows the details of them. He's still in love with Carlos Spencer, and he knows all the pivots, you know, from, you know, when are you getting Richie back? And oh, Jesus, gone global. So it was entertaining, but yeah, it's a special country, Aussie.
What's the connection there with him?
He just mate knows a mate. Yeah.
What was his biggest advice, or, you know, any tips?
What was he talking about?
The breaks, Bronny.
Yeah, it was actually. He knows the surf break was more surf chat than when we were out in the water. But he was, he's good. He's just a good rugby man. Yeah, he's a good rugby man, good rugby league man, and it was good to get out in the water. Oh, geez, that's too much now. Thank you. Cheers, everyone.
Artie, how much does the playing of Bledisloe and Sydney mean, and how have preparations gone this week?
Yeah, it's exciting. It's obviously a lot of rich history between the two teams. So it's a huge task ahead, but really excited.
What have been the messages coming out of South Africa as you approach the Bledisloe?
Yeah, I think, you know, we looked at the game and obviously the opportunities we're creating, but we're just not finishing them. It's just around us players being able to see things in those moments and make calls in those moments. So, you know, this week we've kind of taken those lessons, and then obviously with what Aussie bring, we're just trying to find our game pretty much, worry about ourselves and know what they're going to impose and go about it this week.
How optimistic do you actually have to be, given I know you didn't get the results you wanted, but
yeah,
I suppose the progress you did make and the signs you did show in South Africa, do you actually have to stay quite optimistic about the progress you're making?
Yeah, like everyone has are different in how they deal with this. I'm the optimistic type. Like, you know, what a great challenge for us to be able to show New Zealand and the country that, you know, you can take 5 steps backwards or 2 steps backwards and propel, you know, a couple ahead. And that's just like life. Sometimes you get knocked down, but it's how hard you can get back up. And what a way for this team to be able to be a vessel for that and show, you know, the country that we can bounce back and get our feet on the ground again. So this is another week where we can try and do that.
Archie, what does your selection mean to you?
No, it means heaps. I've been in the team now for a little while now, and people still ask me if it's still sunken in, and you know, like being able to, or getting the chance to, or the opportunity to put it on this Saturday, it's a huge privilege. You know, it's a jersey that a lot of people would die to wear. So getting the opportunity to wear it again this Saturday is going to be huge, especially in this match as well. So
has this year been still feel like a whirlwind?
No.
Super Rugby then into All Blacks.
Yeah, it's been pretty hectic. But you know, the boys like Artie, Mamba, and those boys make the transition pretty cool. So
thanks, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been pretty nice on the team. But yeah, these boys helped the transition into the team pretty well as well, and especially Razor and Scotty, and Mutt, they're great coaches. So they're taking me in with open arms, and yeah, I've learned heaps.
What do you learn off a guy like Artie Sally?
well, he's been in the team for a while now. He's a great footy player. He's my brother off the field as well and on. So, but I knew him before he was in the ABs as well, especially being down at the Canes. So, yeah, he's just a great leader and a great role model in my eyes. And he's a person that I've watched growing up, and now I get to hopefully run out onto the park on Saturday with. So it'll be cool.
You make him look small too.
Pardon?
You make him look small.
Yeah, but when we do tackling drills, he lifts me up like I'm like a feather. So. Yeah.
Scott said it was quite high energy when you were named in the side for this week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was pretty cool. I tried to keep the nerves at bay, but eventually they'll come out. So when we were in the team meeting, I just tried to keep it low key, but got onto the bus and started giving the handshakes and the knee taps. So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Artie, the set back row trio as Cape Town, Wallace gets the nod at 6 again. What have you thought of Wallace as rising to the All Blacks?
He's been inspiring, mate. Like, for such a, obviously we can perceive him as a young fella, but he's come into this team with so much calmness, like even wisdom, and you're just like, you know, you take a step back. He's inspiring me, mate, in the way he walks, and the way he plays. Yeah, and it's been nice, like watching him in Super and then being able to play with him, and obviously Sammy. Obviously played a few caps with him, so it's exciting to play alongside those two brothers.
Artie, a guy like Wallace, he's part of this new generation of All Blacks who haven't really seen sort of the Bledisloe Cup leave New Zealand. When you build a streak like this, is there sort of motivation just to be not that first team to lose it? Yeah, well, you know, obviously when you first come in, you've got to understand the history of the Bledisloe, and you know, that's been part of the week and of our week is understanding the Bledisloe when New Zealand lost it many years ago, understanding their feeling from those players and not being part of that team that hands it over. So that kind of creates that feeling in your gut that you don't want to be part of that team, and that's how we can. That's how we've kind of passed that message on to the new boys and giving them a feel of how important it is to us.
Does that become quite clear when you were as a new player in this group playing in your first Bledisloe Test? You know, just what that trophy means to this group. Yeah,
100%. You know, hearing the history between these two nations. You know, like when it's not a Rugby World Cup, it's the Bledisloe Cup. So, you know, I know growing up watching the All Blacks and the Wallabies going head to head to retain this or to take the cup home. Now being in the team, you know, it's a lot of it's pressure, but it's also a privilege as well. So to be able to be a part of this match on Saturday.
Artie, how different has the build-up been for this one as opposed to the last couple of tests in South Africa?
In terms of preparation, it's been not the same. It's obviously a lot of edge, a lot of energy, like we have to. Obviously there was energy in Africa, but you know, coming off being at home, you know, we can't dwell. So there's a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. Like our preparation, we're trying to just release the shackles and just play. And when you see great All Blacks teams play, they look like it's just they're in a flow state. So we're just trying to navigate that space. But there's been a lot of energy. Bus has been part of that, in the gym, off the field, on the field. A lot of energy, a lot of excitement. But yeah, just building that edge nicely towards it.
How much pressure is there, not just to win, but to put in a really dominant performance?
Depends how you look at pressure. Bus. Depends how you look at pressure. Pressure for me is people at home not being able to eat, don't have homes. Here is a privilege.
Exactly.
It's a privilege. Yeah. Like for us, rugby is a game and a sport that we love. Understand that people care deeply about it. So that's that side, and then that's the perceived pressure. But for us, it's all about going out there and like going back to the basics of having fun, being excited, and hopefully that nullifies the perceived pressure that people put upon ourselves. So, yeah, when you go around everything, it comes back to just enjoying yourself, having fun, working hard. Hopefully it nullifies the pressure that you say.
You spoke in a similar fashion, I think, before the Argentina game at Eden Park in that first half. You blew them away. Is that the type of football you want to play again? Break those shackles. It'll be sunny afternoon kickoff.
Yeah, I think we are in most parts of the game. Like, we are playing like that. We're creating great opportunities in our game. It's just we're not being able to take those opportunities and finishing them off, whether it's through accuracy in our tackle D. So we are playing that rugby. It's just about playing a bit more. And when big moments do come, it's either you're tightening up or you're actually being free, you're actually being wide open and seeing that space. So we're trying to, I guess, train that way for longer periods of time.
Will we see Artie with the ball in hand more on Saturday, with a few wallabies hanging off and making those?
Yeah, hopefully. But when Bussy gets on, I give it to Bussy, and Wally, if you see the size of their legs and their quads, oh my gosh, give me some of that.
Obviously, Bussy's a converted nut break. Can you still see has he still got a loose forward instinct? Can you see him still?
Yeah, when you're around the corner, it's like he's trying to get into my ball carrying position. Get out of the way. But it's a huge testament, because obviously being a number 8 for so many years and then transitioning to play prop, and being an international prop, not many people can do that. But when you've got the heart and size of Bus, and obviously if you know the journey that he's come from, it's a testament to his heart and his family and his dedication. But yeah, you can still see it. Like, I always try and tell him, get the ball in your hands, because he's a hard man to stop.
Whose call was that?
It was mine. It was mine. Yeah, so obviously I played coming through high school and playing club as well, but the lockdown in 2020 hit, so, and then that lockdown, food was my best friend. So, yeah, so I gained a few kicks, and then we came back and we did a yo-yo, and I had a shocking score, and that was when I made the call. Had to talk with my partner as well, and it was kind of just ego.
And what team were you in then?
I was down in Chicago. It was when I was playing for the Southland Stags. Yeah, so it was more of like an ego thing, telling myself that I didn't want to change from 8, but
you just didn't want to hit the high Broncos score.
Yeah. But I knew that that it was a good change for me, and it would have been a new challenge as well. So I feel like if I hadn't have changed, I wouldn't be where I'm at the moment. So
was it club level and then into the Stags?
Yeah. So I ran that after lockdown, played prop, had no idea what I was doing, because I was at tight head, getting pumped every scrum, and then it wasn't until I finally then I made NPC, and we had Daniel Cron come in, and he was with Richard Watt, that was coaching the Steamers at the time, and kind of learned a lot off him, and then now through Whopper at the Canes, and then now Mutt, so yeah, heaps of great coaches along the way as well. So yeah.
So Stags to Steamers.
Yeah, Stags to Steamers. Yeah.
And the yo-yo, what was it, the beep scores are pretty good now?
I hope they are now. I haven't done it in a while. It's just the Broncos, but yeah, when I hear yo-yo, nightmares.
What was the go-to in COVID? Was it life oysters or fish and chips?
What was it? Oh no, we couldn't get that in lockdown because
that's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a trick question.
No, it was lockdown then, so it was just making use of my partner's cooking. So yeah, it was good. Whatever she cooked, I never said no.
Sweet team. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.